battle between Rembrandt and Anna that becomes this spectacle mano-a-mano fight was constructed in a way in which it began very smartly, then it had to delve into brutality and life and death, and the idea that one of them is going to survive this. Again, as a writer and as a storyteller, I don't want you to know what's coming. I want you to almost worry one of these people who we just kind of really don't want to see their demise is going to die. And then the idea that it becomes sexual, it has to be done in a way in which you don't see it coming, it just is.
What I'm going to do now is we're going to do your telephone conversation with her. You'll be on the screen. Settle and action.
Looks like I'm a day late.
And a dog's short. Didn't take much, I'm afraid.
Sound like bird, did he?
Oh, the things I know now.
The idea that they're both in this, they're both kind of equal. They both kind of are turned on by one another. They're Bogart and Bacall. You know, throughout the movie, and yet they're both killers.
Good, excellent. Now, chaps, what we'll do is, yes, we'll just get the shot of Michael coming out here, right, coming out of the room. Okay, we'll do that first. He'll exit this shot.
You know, the idea was really it's a foreplay. That was the idea of the idea of the fight, if you will. And we had a very good stunt arranger, Dion, who is a local guy.
Keep the door coming, reload it in the same way. When you start moving forward, she can point the gun again.
That is much more dramatic.
Put it down here.
Yeah, when you can double, as you go in there, you can put it down, take your look.
Otherwise, this is stupid. Should be cool.
Very imaginative. And that was my brief to him, is we want a fight where, first of all, it's more imaginative than the usual, and secondly, it has to be a foreplay, basically, for leaping into bed and, you know, having sex. So that was the design of it.
Action!
It was a difficult one to pull off in a way, because we're trying to keep it within our rules of trying to keep it realistic or naturalistic and not get too crazy. But it's close. It's definitely riding the edge, you know, with what's possible.
I mean, as an entertainer, you want people to have fun, for sure. You want them to be wowed. I mean, we do some really great action in this movie.
3, 2, 1, action!
When you watch Maggie work, she's astute. I mean, she really gets this.
Great, Michael. Bang, Michael, good.
You know, unfortunately, instead of living a life where you can just eat some pasta every night and sit around and watch television, you're gonna have to cut that back when you read one of these scripts, and part of you goes, "Oh, this would be fun. This would be fun. I haven't done this," and you know, you're just that little kid in you still wants to try to do all these things and actually do as many stunts as you can. But it was an interesting experience to have to really learn, literally, the choreography of it.
But if you're coming around doing that, you can get this there.
And it was fun. It was really challenging. I found it hard just to, you know, through the rehearsal for it. You think you're in good shape, and you go home after the first night, and you go, "Man, I'm really sore."
3, 2, 1, action!
Well, it's funny because I feel like I was even harder on the stunt team than Martin Campbell was, which is a thing. I mean, I think I'm a little bit within that community. I'm a little bit known for that.
That looks painful.
I have a very high standard for myself, and I think that I've always pushed people for that standard. I really want it to be a certain thing. I wanted it to be, you know, and Martin's like, "Well, honey, if we have to lose this and that, then we do." And I'm like, "No, we're not losing this. We're not losing that." Blah, 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 you know, and I was always making a case for making sure the action stayed where I wanted it to be, which I thought was really funny because it's Martin Campbell and you would think, but again, he's like, it's not just what we're looking at, it's also how we feel about the two of you in this. You just can't be gratuitous. You can't fight just to fight. It's got to be charged by something. And with Michael and her character, there's a lot of charge behind it. And that's really what Martin loved the most, you know? There's even humor in their fight, which is so weird, but it happened, and it happened very naturally.
Dion came up with the idea of he gets in front of the fridge and that gets blasted and it gets covered in milk. You know what I mean? All that stuff's funny.
Michael was all over it. You know, he wanted to do that. He didn't want the second, you know, the stunt double to do that or anything. He wanted to fly on the floor with milk on his face, you know, and turn it into a little comedic moment, semi-comedic moment.
So we had a bit of fun with that scene too. When I started looking for temp score for that scene, I gravitated towards just very basic percussion, just commenting on the action rather than driving it. And Rupert Park's score there, it was almost like another character in the scene, you know, commenting on the dance really between them. And then there's a hard cut to that Isaac Hayes song. That's a really funny moment.
In the end, where she leaps on him and they smash into the books, there's that sort of sexual interplay there where she's hitting him with the... It's really good.
There was a lot of prep, obviously a lot of rehearsals, a lot of different doubles come in and out because, you know, there was just certain things that one could do that others couldn't do in terms of the prep.
And those guys were terrific. And when I saw the movie, I thought it was seamless from when it was me to when it was my double. They were really intricate stunt scene.
3, 2, 1, go! Up! Legs. I just put him half a second later so I get boom, boom.
You know, jumping onto the glass table, because it had to be a glass table so they could smash through the glass table.
That was a really big stunt. They only did that once, and thankfully it worked. They had a number of cameras on that for sure.
3, 2, 1, go!
The scene, you know, when you read it, you went, oh, this is a very cleverly written scene. This is a good scene. Smart, funny, sexy, and all that. But it doesn't work if the physical part of it doesn't work. I mean, the stunt part of it doesn't work. And then it heightens the sexiness of it, kind of silliness of it, you know, the great fun silliness of it.
I think that was the crux of the movie to me. If you believe that, and you believe that they ended up in bed and they ended up basically saying one of us is not going to make it, it's going to propel me to the end of the movie. And it's a very difficult scene to play as both actors and to direct it and to believe it.
Make up your mind. Kill me